DuckTales. Holy shit, you don't know how excited I am to review this game! It's time to take a look at one of the best games ever made on the NES. DuckTales was a Disney cartoon that ran around the late 80s and early 90s. It involved Scrooge McDuck and his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie going on grand treasure hunting adventures. This show was a massive hit and became a staple to pop culture. Now floating around an idea for a video game can be an awesome one. So yeah, you can thank Capcom for making this beauty of a game, mixing it with the greatest third-party company that ever made great games on the NES, with the greatest cartoon ever made for the late 80s and early 90s. Well, you have a match made in heaven. How could you go wrong? Well, judging the requests I got for this game, I'm gonna pop this fucker in and play it. So at the title screen, we start off with some 8-bit goodness with the DuckTales theme. Who would have thought this would sound so awesome? Of course, we do have a difficulty setting for those who are comfortable with. I mostly don't do expert in games, I'm not really that good. So what is the story for this game? Not much here. Is that Scrooge McDuck is traveling around the world finding hidden treasures to increase his fortune. That's kind of odd there. In the show, he's pretty much rich already. He swan dives into his own money like a swimmer. And now he wants more money? Hey, what do I know? It's Ebenezer Scrooge, but with a duck. It kind of makes sense. In the game, you take control of Scrooge himself. You can walk and jump like in every side-scrolling game. But his cane adds a whole lot more. You can use it as a golf club to whack at rocks or kegs, or you can use it as a pogo stick to knock out enemies, bounce to high places, or my favorite, bouncing on spiky pits. That's the stuff, game. I like it. You could climb up on vines, rope, or chains in this game, and they could take you to the right path or take you to another passage in the game. I said another passage because this game is actually non-linear. You're not told exactly where to go or what to do next. You have to figure it out on your own. Kinda like a real treasure hunting game. On the menu screen, you have a choice of 5 locations to explore, and it's the best part. You get to choose what level to go through in your own order, which increases multiple outcomes and of course multiple playthroughs. We have the Amazon, where it's a jungle-based level trying to avoid gorillas, fly traps, snakes, and bees! There's also a cave where you have to avoid spiders! 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 Get off me! Get off me! Transylvania is a haunted house scene with ghosts, skeletons, and even mummies to name a few. Plus, there's also some minecart riding here. That's cool. The African Mines is just what it says. It's a gold mine with slugs and spiders. You can also ride minecarts in this level. Even Huey, Dewey, and Louie are in for the ride. That's horrible! Not only Scrooge jumps off the cart, but he leaves his nephews to die! What a bastard! The Himalayas is an ice level, and you know what that means. Slipping, sliding, getting stuck in the snow, icicles, ramps, and Spiders! Spiders! Now seriously, Scrooge believes that there is an abominable snowman up here? Ha! What a weirdo. At last there is the moon, and holy shit, this is the most difficult level in the entire game. Most of the level is an alien's UFO, which is a fucking maze if I do have to say myself. You really need a lot of brain power to get through this. Throughout the levels, there are some collectibles like diamonds and rubies. You have a cash meter showing up on the top left. It shows you how much you've collected throughout each level, and shows you how much you've collected throughout the entire game. Now, once you see a diamond, you better grab it as fast as you can. You need the money. You can also find them in chests scattered around everywhere. They also hold ice cream cone or cake to fill up your energy meter, or it might hold a duck doll, which counts as an extra life. Yeah, I did say energy meter and life bar. Well, let me explain. You start off with 3 hit points and 3 lives. Get hit 3 times, you lose a life. You can increase your energy bar with these glowing balls that are found in 2 levels. The sad thing is that this game has no continues, which means you have to beat the whole thing in one go. I might be frustrated about this, but I don't mind at all because this game has a good challenge to me. That's because if I get damaged or I die, it feels like it's my fault and not the game. Throughout the game, we have some cameos of your favorite characters from the show, like Gizmo Duck, who helps you out on the moon, Mrs. Beakley re-heals you if you take in massive damage. Webby does nothing at all but gives you hints throughout the game, kinda like Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And even Launchpad McQuack, hands down everybody's favorite character. He helps you out throughout the Amazon, and of course he acts like your checkpoint throughout each level. That means if you manage to find him and die, you'll restart right by Launchpad. Now that's a plus in my book. Thank you. Also, I like it how he called Scrooge Mr. McD, just like in the cartoon. Each level has a treasure keeper acting as the bosses of the game. The Guardian statue in the Amazon is pathetic and easy to take out. He is the keeper of the scepter. Magicka Spell in Transylvania is tough and one of the bosses I love fighting against. She is the keeper of the Lost Realm coin. King Mole is, no lie, pathetic. All he does is just spin around the ceiling like he's Sonic the fucking Hedgehog and keeps him open long enough so I can bash his brain. And for what? A giant diamond? What gives? This is just pathetic. Whoa, okay, so there really is an abominable snowman in the Himalayas. I stand corrected. He shakes the entire field to drop snowballs on my head. And he is the keeper of the crown that belongs to Genghis Khan. No, I'm still not going there. The last keeper is a giant rat? Really? Really? Is that all you got? Ah, well, whatever. The treasure better be good for this level. What? A chunk of stinky cheese? Really, game? That's all you thought of? Ah, forget it. I'm just questioning this too much. You know what? I never knew that this game could be a lot of fun. Just playing the game doesn't explain much for this. Graphically speaking, it's really good. The backgrounds represent the locations of the game. Scrooge looks really great for the NES. And all the enemies are recognizable just like on the show. The controls are really tight and responsible. I always love pogo jumping on everyone. But I have to be careful when I have to hold on the B button, because sometimes the game acts like I let go of it when I'm still holding it. Nah, it's just a nitpick, but I'm glad it still works. But the best thing to talk about is something that we can't get out of our heads. The music. It's a Capcom game, I have to talk about how awesome it is. I did praise the DuckTales theme in the beginning, but there is more to tell. The Amazon is great for a jungle adventure, Transylvania sounds awesome for a haunted theme, and the moon. Oh my god, the moon. There is nothing else to say here. Everyone and their own mothers know what the theme is to the moon, and it gets stuck in your head for years. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just wrap this up. Turns out after collecting the last of the 5 treasures, they get swiped out of you right from under your nose. So we head back to Transylvania to see we find the Count, and he's a bit of a pain. The only way to inflict damage at him is to pogo jump on him with the bat that he flings at you. The tricky part is the bat. You have to angle him at the right direction for you to jump on him or you'll get fucked. But once you do, you manage to defeat him and the game says it's still not over. We see Magicka and Flintheart Glumgold wanting to get the treasure first. So we race them to the top, grab the chest with all the treasures, and congratulations, you just beat DuckTales. Your ending depends on how much money you have collected throughout the entire game. There is a secret ending when you have no money at all, which is very difficult to pull off. But if you're an expert, then I think you could pull it off. Is there anything else I have to say about this game? This is the best game I've ever played on the NES. I feel proud of myself that I finally add this game to my collection. A game that has the best likability from the show, and it knows it leaves something good inside your heart. But that begs the question, what about DuckTales Remastered? Well, nothing big to say. It's the same game but with better graphics and an enhanced story for current gamers. Plus with the voice actors from the show reprising their roles? That is all leagues of awesome! This pretty much says it here. I consider these 2 games worthy parts of your collection. As for DuckTales 2, well, I'll save that for another time. As we all know, Disney and Capcom go together like bread and butter. They have made great games on the NES. There are a lot more to come, but I'm gonna save those for the future. Until then, I'm Thomas the Retro Nerd. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.